Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you know, I usually go through our previous trades of the last week and the ones that we'll be watching on the coming week. Okay, so I'll start with my active trades and the ones that I've already closed from last week. So I did manage to get 5 trades. As you can see, it's pound Swiss franc, Aussie kiwi, Aussie Swiss franc, kiwi yen, and cat Swiss franc. Okay, so these ones is either I'm still active or I've closed the trades already. And then we'll go to my current watch list, which are dollar card, euro pound, euro dollar, dollar Swiss franc, and pound card. Okay, so first let's go through pound Swiss franc. Okay, this one I remember posting this analysis. Okay, this one is a larger correction on the daily chart, of which we are expecting that if we manage to get this third touch over here, we'll wait for that correction and that push up, possibly up to these levels over here. So this one is going to be a lovely trade. Better watch out on this one. Okay, so let's dive in and look how we got the setup. This was a very lovely trade, guys. If you saw the last week's analysis, then you could have got all of these moves. Okay, this was a lovely trade. As you can see, I said I was expecting a short correction over here, but did not give me. So once I saw this forming, I knew that there is high chance of this price pushing all the way to these highs because there was no small correction. So this one was supposed to be the bigger correction of this move. Okay, and possibly it might correct again over here for another down push because we are still waiting for that third touch. So as you can see, we took these entries over here. Okay, last week we were in this buy from this area, and I remember posting this entry. Okay, I posted this entry, so if you took it, congrats. And again, from my Telegram channel, I posted this entry also. So you guys should be in profits if you took the trades. And as you can see, this one was the completion of this pattern, of this correction, of this one was to be the third touch. So you should have been looking for another push to the downside. Okay, because this one was the third touch, so you should be in this trade also, because as you can see from the lower time frame, could have catch this move quite nicely. As you can see, after this impulse, we waited for that pullback and we enter. Okay, it was a nice setup and we took it up all the way to the 90% rule of this pattern, which was in this level. So 90% was reached. So right now I'm seeing like another correction. Okay, I won't take any other trade unless this correction becomes big, because the only place I can take sales is in these levels. So, and I don't think it will reach in these areas. So for now, I'll let it go because I think I've profited enough on this market. Next, we are going to go through Aussie kiwi. Aussie kiwi, also this one I posted from last week. Okay, this one I posted from last week. As you can, if you watched my last analysis, okay, you'll have caught this move, because we entered in these areas over here. We entered in these areas, but again, problem with this entry is that the price pushed back up again and started playing around in these areas. So that's where I realized that this price might not be ready. So I got out with some small profits, or I think it was small, very small, like $1 or $2. Okay, it was so tiny. So once this big correction ended, you can see it ended with a 1, 2, 3 touch over here, and it broke the downside. I waited for another push to this level. As you can see, I have a level over here which I was waiting for the price to come to for me to take my sell entry. Okay, and this analysis I did not post, but I posted it on my mentorship group. As you know, guys, I've started a mentorship program around Wednesday, and currently I have some members who are really serious in taking this to another level, and I'll glad to help you guys in that journey. If you want to join my mentorship program, you can DM me The link on my Telegram channel is in the description, and we'll talk about it. Okay, talk about it. It's so cheap, guys. I just want to educate you guys. It's so cheap. My mentorship program goes to about $25. It's so cheap, very cheap. But it's just for the first time. Okay, it's something new that I've started, so that's why it's cheap like that. But as we proceed, more things will be coming, and we just need to upgrade in everything. So as you can see, currently we are running at some nice profits around, let's see, oh nice, around 60 pips. This one is nice. So we are looking to take this trade all the way to these levels, where we'll look for some price action, which will indicate if the price will push against the upside or it will continue to sell. So currently my stop loss is around this level, because this market has been playing around quite a lot, and I won't like it to see this price again coming to take me out for a break even. Okay, I want at least a small profit, because I've been in this market for a long time. So my stops are around just above these highs, and we'll see how it goes. Next we are going to go through Aussie Swiss franc. Aussie Swiss franc was also a lovely trade. As you can see from the daily chart, we are in this big correction. Okay, from the daily chart, as you can see, where we had this big push. Now this one is a deeper correction for continuation to the upside. So we're realizing that, and we haven't reached our third touch. As you can see, we have just two touches at the bottom. Okay, two touches at the bottom. So I'll be expecting this correction to continue, and then drop one more time just to get that third touch, and then we push to the upside. So be alert on this one, guys, because as you can see, the price did play out nicely, and I'm out. I just took up to the 90% of this structure, and if I go down to the lower time frame, this one was a very nice setup. This one was so nice. As you can see, this price played out quite nicely over here. This one was an impulse correction continuation. This one was so nice. So you can see impulse correction continuation. Okay, so this one is just a bigger correction for another continuation to the downside. Okay, so this one was also a nice trade, which we managed to secure 160 pips. Okay, this one was also nice. So watch out for, if you want to enter for a sell, wait for this correction to form over here, and then ride it to the lower line. Okay, to the lower trend line, so that we can take it to the upside. Okay, so next on my list we have kiwi. We entered quite late in the week. I posted to my mentorship program channel. I posted to my members over there that to look out for this sell on these levels. Okay, first my levels was in these areas. Were in these areas over here. Okay, but you can see price push just with a week, so it could have not even have been taken out, because the pips that it went up with, it was so small. Okay, so as you can see, the price did give us a good correction over here for continuation to the downside, but currently the price has not yet committed to the downside. So I was expecting this price to push down, correct over here, and then continue the downside. But as you can see, the price came back up aggressive. So I'm taking this as a double top over here for another push to the downside. I'll be looking to scale in this trade. Okay, if you want to enter this, if you're not in this trade, wait for, let me just show you, wait for a break of this trend line. Possibly when it breaks, wait for that correction and enter. I'll look to scale in on these areas. Okay, this one, the way it's moving, it will probably give us that small correction once it has broken this trend line. Okay, I wanted to scale in when it broke these levels. As you can see, my trend line was here. I wanted to scale in once this price pushed down a little bit, then form a correction over here. I would have scaled in over here, but it did not give me. Instead, it pushed back up. So let's just wait and see what the market will give us. Okay, the market did not give us any correction and continuation for us to move our stops. So that's why my stops has not yet been moved. If it could have been an impulse and a correction and another impulse, that's why you move your stops just above this previous correction. But currently we have no correction to move our stops in. Okay, if you, the furthest you could have gotten your stops is on break even, of which in this break even, depending with your broker, you could have been stopped out or just missed out by some small pips, depending on your broker. Okay, because they have different spreads. But for me, this one I wasn't taken out. Okay, this one I was in break even, I wasn't taken out on this one, and I'll be looking to see how this one will form. Okay, lastly, on my active trades, I have cards is franc. This one was also a very nice setup. This one was also a very nice setup. As you can see from the daily chart, let's just see from the daily chart, we have very big pattern over here. This one was a very big pattern, okay? Because if this pattern is to play out, guys, the profits will be massive, because 90% rule is all the way in these levels. Profits will be so massive. And so seeing that pattern over there on higher time frame, and this one was to be our third touch, it did drop, but the correction did not give us the continuation to the downside. As you can see, the correction, there was no even a good correction to enter this market. This one could have been impulse, correction, and a continuation. We didn't have any pattern for correction over here to enter the market. So it pushed up again. Okay, it pushed up correctively. This one is also correctively. So it gave us this pattern over here, of which the third touch currently, see what's happening over there. The third touch did break and immediately came back in. When you look in our daily chart, as you can see, it did break, came back in immediately. Okay, after this candle that retraced back, I waited for a correction. This was a very clear correction, guys. This one was a textbook setup. Okay, I just waited on it on this level, and this one was just so nice. This one was just so nice. Okay, I took it over here, went, ride it up to these levels over here, ride it up to these levels over here. Okay, once it broke this area, I managed to tighten my profit, because we haven't got that big correction over here. So once I noticed what's happening down here, okay, if you can just see what's happening down here, we formed this pattern over here, which was showing me the correction is about to begin. So I wanted to take advantage of this correction, because this one is also big pips, around from just this level to this area is around 88 pips. So I have my level over here where I'm anticipating the correction to end. Okay, this level, once it reaches this level, I'll look again for my sell setups to continue the ride to the downside. Okay, so I'm out on this trade, and immediately I've entered another one here. As you can see, let me just show you guys. This is my currently active trade. Okay, this is my currently active trade. It's risky because it's a correction, because the overall move is to the downside. So this one is a very risky trade. That's why I did not even give it out, but I'll look to see how it will form. As you can see, I have my levels over here. So the lowest I want this price to go is in these areas before pushing to the upside. So I'll be keen in these areas. If you want to enter this buy, you can wait for it in these levels down over here, because that's where you need to focus on for if you want to enter for the buys. Okay, so next we are going to see the pairs that I'm focused on this week. Let's start with dollar card. Our dollars have been moving quite nicely. Okay, we are going to ride these sales, guys. We are going to ride these sales all the way to these levels. Dollar card had a very nice pattern over here. This one was a very nice pattern. No extension, no nothing. As you can see, just started by the week and pushed back to the downside. And currently, you remember, guys, I took this trade. This one I posted. Was it this one? Oh, it was this one on top over here. Last week I took the trade from these levels. Okay, last week I took the trade from these levels. You can confirm that from my previous video. I took my trade from this level over here when it broke this squeezing pattern, and I got out once it reached these lows over here. So currently I entered again in this area. Okay, I entered again in this area, and it did not give me so much because I knew this one was like a gamble, because there is high chance this push was so big, so there is high chance of this forming a correction before continuing to the downside. So this one I did not want to hold much because I knew it was a risky move. I just entered because of this impulsive candle over here, but it was a risky move though. Either way, I managed to secure some profits, and currently we are forming a correction, and this correction is almost reaching where I wanted it to reach. Okay, I'm expecting this correction to come, as you can see from this push to the upside. My main area to watch for a sell is in these areas. Okay, as you can see, this one came but did not touch, just came into my area but did not touch my line over here and missed and came back down. So for me, this one did not take, and I'm waiting to see if this price will continue to this area, then we drop with it to the downside. If it manages to get this pattern over here, we'll drop with it to the downside. So watch out on this one. This one will happen like Monday or Tuesday. This one is so close. Okay, watch out on this one, or even it can, if it breaks impulsively, just wait for that clear correction so that you can take that opportunity to the downside. Okay, watch for this third touch over here for it to take it to the downside. Either way, we are focusing with the move to the downside. Either way, because this move is once we enter in this, once this big correction has been formed, there is high chance that it won't give us another big correction, so it will move so fast up to these lows over here and potentially to a 90% rule. So watch out on this one. This one is a very nice trade setup. Don't miss out on this one. This one is a very nice setup. This one is so nice. This one is so nice. Next, you are going through Euro Pound. Euro Pound. Guys, if you are not in this buy yet, we were talking about these buys from these areas over here. So if you were a swinger, this one you could have probably hold. Okay, this one you could have probably hold. Okay, but maybe you could have been taken out with this deep correction over here. So currently I can see a correction over here. As you can see, once we got this 3-touch pattern over here and came back to my level where I was interested, I did not take it though I could have entered in these areas over here. Once we formed this tight correction, I could have entered from these areas. Okay, I could have entered in this area, but I did not. I don't know why I did not. And currently it's again on my level where I'm looking to enter the trade. Okay, after this impulsive candle, I'm seeing this just as a correction for a continuation to the upside. Okay, so currently I'm not expecting this price to go below this candle over here, below this red candle over here. As you can see, this red candle over here, I do not expect this price to go below it. So if you want to enter the buy setup, put your stop loss just below this red candle or below this wick of this bullish candle over here, because this one is a nice setup for a buy. As you can see, this is a clear correction. This is a very clear correction, of which right now all you want to see is a hammer, a long wick rejection over here. Okay, we managed to get that long wick rejection over here, then I'll enter this trade. I'll enter this trade for those buys, potentially up to these levels over here. Then that's where the overall correction started. Okay, the overall correction started up here and potentially even break that level, even though there is a pattern forming in this area, so you need to be keen on it. There is a pattern forming in this area. Okay, as you can see, we have 1, 2. If you manage to get this third touch over here, watch price action that will happen. Okay, watch that price action that will happen, or it can break. If it breaks with a correction, come back down, wait for this correction to take it to the downside. okay, potentially up to these lows and even continue lower. So you need to be keen on this one because it can go either way. But for now, we'll focus on those buys over here. Okay, focus on those buys over here because this one is a daily chart. So these are some nice pips over here. These are nice pips. These are very nice pips. Okay, just from this area to this area is around 240. So this one is nice. As you can see, what's happening currently in this level. So what's happening in this level. This one I think is ready for a buy actually. This one, if next candle becomes bullish, if next candle will be bullish, enter this trade from these levels over here. Okay, no need to have tight stop loss. This one is around 15 pips stop loss. Just put it below these lows just to be safe. Okay, just to be safe. That's around 30 pips. Okay, this one is a nice setup actually. This one is a very nice setup. This one might be the trade of the week. Okay, and our target will be there, but we'll be keen on these levels also because this one is a key area. But our overall target is all the way to these levels. So be alert on this one. This one will be a trade of the week. Okay. Next, let's go through Euro USD. Euro USD. A lot of people I know are already in these buys. Some people could not just wait. Some people are not patient enough. Okay. A lot of guys are in these buys already, but from my daily time frame, I haven't seen a good impulse to the upside to confirm my buys. Yes, the pattern is at the third touch. Okay, the pattern is at the third touch, but it's yet to make that impulsive move to confirm that push to the upside. As you can see, currently the price is just in these lows. Okay, it's currently in these lows. So I just want to see a break of this trend line, followed by a correction and continuation. With this correction right here, that's where I'll confirm my buys, and I'll look to enter over here. This one also is going to be a nice one if it breaks impulsively, because we'll be focusing all the way to this larger line up there. As you can see, this is a very long trade. But first focus on break of this trend line. You have to be patient, guys, because this one is a daily chart. You have to wait like a day or two, and after a day or two, wait for that correction again. So this one will be like another week. Okay, because two bullish candle, that will be 2 days, then a correction again, that will be the rest of the week, and then the following week, that's when you get the continuation to the upside. So watch out on this one. If you are not patient enough to wait for higher time frame correction, okay, you can just wait for a tight correction on lower time frame, maybe 1 hour. Okay, like I know lots of people are already active in these areas, but for me, what I'm seeing currently is this price pushing correctively again, and then break to the upside and forming this third touch over here, and then break down again to the downside before pushing to the upside. So you have to watch out for this correction over here. This one is going to catch a lot of people who are not patient. Okay, this one is going to catch a lot of people who are not patient, because if you want to be on the safe side, don't look at smaller time frame corrections. Okay, because this one will be like an expansion after this correction over here to catch people on the wrong side and then break to the upside. So this one you have to wait for it. Need to be patient with it, and look at this price action that will form over here after this third touch over here. You need to wait for this one. Okay, next let's go through dollar Swiss franc. Dollar Swiss franc pushed quite aggressive to the downside. I could have entered at the top because I had my level over there, but I needed confirmation. Not all key areas will play out. Okay, so for me to get a good confirmation, I need to see this impulse, correction, and continuation. And this correction, I want to see it reaching up to this level of mine over here. If it reaches that level of mine, then this one I'll take it all the way the 90% rule, which is these levels over here. So this one is a big trade also. Need to look out for this one. This one is a very nice. This one can be our trade of the month. If this setup plays out, this one will be a trade of the month. If this correction comes up to this level of mine, because this one I'll go into more details on how this one will, why this one played out the way it has. I'll go into details with my members, my premium members, okay, who are in my mentorship program. I'll go into details on this, and we will catch this one. We will catch it. Lastly, we are going through pound card. Pound card also, guys, these patterns are just lovely. Look at that. Pound card, we have this first touch, second touch, and our third touch over here. So what we are waiting for is just that push, correction, and a continuation. As simple as that. But first, if we can get, this is a daily chart, we can get a lower time frame correction to enter early, okay. But the way the price is moving on the smaller time frame, it's quite corrective, okay. It's not yet decisive to the push the outside, because you can see this one is like another squeezing channel for a break to the downside before pushing maybe to the upside. So in lower time frame is still not sure, okay. On lower time frame is still not sure, but on bigger time frame, I'm seeing a very nice buys over here. This one will be a nice buys. On bigger time frame, we just wait for that big push over here, then we'll get that correction to this level that I've marked, then we push to the upside. This one you just have to be patient with it, okay. This one also you have to be patient with it, because it's going to be massive. This one is going to be massive. This one is going to be massive. Okay, so that's it for this week, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Remember, guys, if you want to join my mentorship program, link is in the description for my Telegram channel, where you will DM me for more details. Okay, cheers.